Hello, I'm Enzo, and today I'll be playing more Oxygen Not Included Spaced Out. You know how I previously said I had to change this and put background temp shift plates and metal tiles? Yeah, this is why I had to do it. There was a little bug where the oxygen kept turning back into a gas and liquid and back and forth constantly. It pressured through the tiles and broke the system, got oxygen everywhere, so yeah, I'm just fixing it right now. After that though, it works insanely well. What's neat about this though is it can actually cool insulated tiles. It can even cool insulation insulated tiles. It's just how this bug works. It's the weird interaction between the liquid and the solid. Also, I really should put a steam turbine here, but I just never do for some reason. I guess I'm either too lazy or I don't care that much about this planetoid. Still, it is pretty neat to see the huge steam explosion. Shoko also decides to take the 500-degree salt out of here for some reason. I really don't know where she's putting it. I should be a little scared of where it's going to be put. The rockets I was preparing in the end of last episode are now finished. All the insides are done, everything's stored, we're ready to go. We're going to the Magma Planet, Obsidial. I'm sending a bunch of duplicates, I'll say all their names on the way, but we have two rockets as usual, so one has cargo and one has duplicates and their living quarters. I'm always sending duplicates to go harvest resources from space, but I won't show every clip in every rocket launch just because it's way too repetitive. You guys should know the drill at this point though. I'm sending Rito and Haruna down to start excavating what they can and also build a rocket platform so the rest of the duplicates can land. Normal stuff. This just is a bit more interesting because there's not much to excavate at the beginning. If you haven't seen someone land on a planetoid before, you need two Trailblazer modules to get enough metal to build a rocket platform, so the rest of your duplicates can come down. The rocket also serves as your home, where the duplicates will live on this very hostile planet. Probably not the best idea to land the rocket with Rito and Haruna right there, but I had no other choice considering how limited space I have here. Maya also decides to step outside because guess what? I forgot to place an atmosuit checkpoint inside. Spoiler, Haruna gets scalded a lot on this planetoid, like many more times than any other duplicate for some reason. And don't forget to set your duplicates back to pilots once they're launched because if you don't then they won't go back in the rocket. Yeah, finally remembered to do that. Here's the old switcheroo. I had to swap rockets because I didn't have any metal on that first one. So this one has darkness in it. Her whole job is to bring all of the supplies. She arrived a bit early, but that's alright. Anyways, there's the second rocket pad. And we finally get to see what's inside of this asteroid. Liquid copper. Yeah, stuff melts in here. We also have a pedestal with a few artifacts, 3 instead of 1 per usual, and everybody's favorite, lore. Darkness builds the other rocket pad, and I finally get to land my main rocket back. After that, I'm going to deconstruct the Trailblazer modules because it's free space where we could put solar panels and batteries. Then I make a wire, as usual, to connect the batteries so that, the rockets can charge each other. And the ladders going up are so I can build more stuff on the rocket. Fun fact, whenever there's a meteor shower on the Regolith planetoid, it actually shows on, I think, all of the other planetoids in the space background. So if you get scared, don't worry. It's only on the Regolith planetoid it's happening. Hopefully. I mean, it's not like we're going to use this for anything, but I'm just really curious where the sour gas came from at this time. Something melted, I know, but I don't know what. Only annoying thing about it is it's going to heat our artifacts up like crazy, so I'll have to cool those off later when I want to take them back to the main planetoid. This isn't the first time, but I forgot to bring reed fiber. I have to say, the conveyor meters were made for the payload launchers. Like, these things are so perfect for them. It just meters a perfect amount of resources out and then boom, stops. I love it. So I'll be honest, I have no interest in harvesting all the magma from this planetoid, using it to create heat and power. I don't care. I just want it out. There's a little dip at the bottom there where you can see the magma just vents into space, so that's all I'll be doing with it. I'll just try and vent as much magma out into space as possible. I'll figure out the rest in a little bit. But for now, this is what I'm doing. I don't know if you guys saw it in the planet map, but there's something about this planet. You might see it here. Yeah, it has a frozen core. I should have mentioned that earlier. That's the entire reason I came here. Well, and the niobium. Niobium's cool, but frozen core is more important for this map. Also, guess what? More lore, everybody's favorite. Well, at least mine. I like the lore to this game. It is really cool. Three things. More ice biome, niobium, more niobium, and a niobium volcano. Pretty cool, right? It was pretty easy to dig in here, thankfully. We secured a lot more in niobium, and this absolute beast of a volcano I do not have any fun with ever. While I'm here on the planetoid, I don't even deal with this volcano. I'll come back for it eventually. So I guess you all saw this coming, but lava versus ice, a classic. However, this is 3000 degree lava against negative 200 degree ice. It melts slower than one would think. I thought they would just touch each other and boom, instant steam. But this is taking a while. Like, it takes oddly long for this to melt. I mean, yeah, it's whatever. I have all the time in the world, but still. I was kind of hoping it would go at least a little bit faster. I mean, there's not much else to say about this. It's just ice melting into steam. Normal stuff. If you guys want to see more clips and the later clips of the insanity, I'm just going to make another video of a slight time lapse of the insanity that goes on from all of this ice melting. Like I said, most of the time lapses are going to be in another video, but this clip was extremely interesting. I still don't know what happened here. Yeah, the steam just straight up teleports. Through 2 blocks of obsidian, I don't even know what happened. I played this game for a long time now, and I've never seen anything like that happen. So, yeah, just a pretty cool clip to show you guys. On my journey to eliminate all and any magma on this planetoid, I don't even care what methods I use. I'll sweep it up if I have to. I just want it gone. I want to be able to use this planetoid for a base, eventually. My first base kind of failed. Suit wearing, rocketry, starry-eyed. Not much more to say about this duplicant's name either. There's a neat little thing you can do with mechanized airlocks, if they're made out of steel or thermium. You can kind of easily make a tunnel down into magma. I want to get down to that other side of the steam. I have a really cool idea. I just need to get down there first. I mean, I did say Harna would get scalded a lot more. This is just one of those times. She almost died. Well, I mean, we had a triage caught, so she would have been fine, but still a pretty close call. But the thing I really like is the fact that Rito treats her. I think Rito and Harna is a great ship. Just saying. And now that she's been healed, Harna can get back to work with this interesting task, opening the magma into the steam. Now, I did this, the steam didn't go out for some reason, but the whole point was to get more magma down into the ice biome so we can melt even more ice into steam. And as you can see, I have a very good idea after this as well. Okay, so here's the genius behind it all. I decided to use all the steam and take the heat out of the obsidian and magma so I could cool all the magma into igneous rock. How it would work is kind of like this. I let the steam just flow into space. As it goes up, the colder steam, well, relatively colder steam from the bottom, goes up to the top and kind of takes heat with it, I guess. I mean, everything solidifies in the end and it melts all the ice into water, but still, that was my reasoning behind it at least. We can't have Rios without Issei, so here he is. 12 piloting. For just mouth breather? That's pretty insane. He also has quick learner, which is an amazing trait to have. I decided to open up the other side of Steam as well, because I mean, I have to vent it one way or another. I kind of forgot the pumps overheat though, so there's that. The other reason I don't let duplicants work in Steam is pretty obvious at this point. It's still way too hot for the duplicants to be working in the Steam, so I have to find them something else to do in the meantime. In the meantime, I was going to try and cool the niobium using some water I sent over. although it cooled a bit slower than I expected, so I need to find another way. It also used up a lot of water trying to cool it, so yeah, had to find another solution. If the material you use to place a tile is like way too hot, above 113 degrees, it'll automatically place a tile at 113 degrees. I don't know why the game does it, it's just very convenient that it does. It's a very simple trick to easily delete heat from, well, niobium for example. In the interest of keeping this episode relatively short, I cut out a good portion of what I did, but it's basically just digging and placing tiles to try and solidify the magma. That's it, not much that's special. This is a pretty neat trick. Once the magma touches it, since the tile is placed at 113 degrees, it just solidifies. It's pretty neat. This is how I cleared out pretty much a good portion of the map. It's extremely satisfying seeing the final chunk of magma up here solidify. That means I can just excavate that entire section of igneous rock. It's going to be beautiful. If you're wondering why I'm putting all the steam through these little vents here instead of just letting it go out into the wider open area, that's because this steam, as you saw, is 1650 degrees, approximately. That means what'll happen is the duplicants will get scalded if they stand in it for too long. The duplicant scalding threshold, I believe, is around 1300 because of the Atmo suits. Normally it's just around 130 to 40. I don't know the exact numbers. And after quite a while, it's finally cooled down enough to the point where I can finally open up the lower levels and let all the steam vent. It's beautiful. If you guys want to see more clips of the steam just venting into space, it's in the other video. At this point in editing, I don't know why I got this duplicant. Their stats aren't that great. I don't know if I just wanted to name a duplicant Akino or something. I'm not 100% sure, but whatever, here they are. Back on the main planetoid, I've been mass producing supercoolant. So much, in fact, I've just made an entire pool of it at this point. I have so much petroleum from the petroleum boiler and such a crazy amount of fluorine and gold that I can. Since the steam gets cooler as it goes up, I'm using the relatively cold steam at 250 degrees to cool off the pedestals which hold the artifacts. So I want to take these back, of course, I just want them to not be 2000 degrees when I take them back. I have a lot more to explain about this place. I did uncover the niobium volcano so I could research it, and I did cover it back up with insulated tiles, and I put a temp shift plate made of dirt behind it, so when it actually spews out niobium, it'll just kind of freeze and, block the volcano. The only thing I really want from this duplicant is their 10 agriculture. None of the other traits matter. We'll also be sending them over to the second planetoid so they can start training their agriculture skills. Farmers are always insanely useful to have. I'm gonna have to take this time to explain what happened to the Magma Planetoid. I was totally gonna make it an awesome self-sufficient base using arbor trees that are naturally planted by pips. I had all the math worked out. I just didn't pre-build it, so I didn't know what to expect. It all failed purely because I forgot how pips worked. You have to have 4 tiles of space if you want to plant stuff. And that's the entire reason this planet failed. I'll come back to it and make a base on it later, but that's why I'm saying I left out most of the clips because this didn't work at all. While I fail at building a new base, I'm sending Mikado on another mission. You may notice this rocket has an interesting interior. It's mostly refrigerators. I have a plan. My plan is to bring an insane amount of food over to the swamp planetoid so I can feed Mr. Tree. You know, the usual. Also, when I get food that doesn't go bad in a care package, I print it on this planetoid so I can send it over to Mr. Tree. Besides that though, the bottom of this planet's solidifying very well. Eventually I'll come back here and tame all 3 of the tungsten volcanoes on this planet. Back on the main planetoid, I got a mutation. I love seeing a little mutation pop up because maybe I think it might be something good for once. So I opened this place back up and got the sleetweed out, because, I didn't want it to spoil because of the polluted oxygen in the background. And I believe I found the single most useless mutation out of every single one in the game. The insane thing about this trip is I almost filled the cargo bay up entirely with resin, so that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, however, only 25% of that is actually usable iso resin, once we boil it, of course. Because I have an infinite amount of rad bolts now, I decided to set up some more math material research. Because the one terminal is not doing enough, we're going to need a lot more research before we can finish the entire research tree. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Also, happy Thanksgiving if you're watching this when I upload it. I mean, this is 19 hours, yes, 19 entire hours of footage condensed into 15 minutes or so. So yeah, that's why it took me a bit longer to make this. I'm also going to have other cool TerraTech videos coming out soon, so I hope you guys are prepared for that. This is Enzo from LookIntoGaming, signing out.